Hi friends, and welcome back to Lily's reading. Today we're going to do a general love reading for all the water zodiac signs. For those of you who don't know, also cross watchers, welcome all of you. But for those of you who don't know, the water zodiac signs are the Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. The way I do my reading is this one is going to be Cancer, this one is going to be Pisces, and then this one is going to be for the Scorpio. So if one of these are not yours, just fast forward. I'll never know. So we're going to jump in. This is a general love reading for the Cancer. So here we have is, I knew exactly what I was doing. So I feel like someone had either, I mean, this could go one of two ways. They could either do something to spite you. They could do something because, you know, they thought that they were doing best for themselves and, you know, the people that they were around. But there's a reason for why they're saying, you know, I knew exactly what I was doing. And they're owning up to their shit. But here's the thing, these are cards that is the hidden truth. So this is something that they want to tell you, but they don't have the guts to tell you. So in their mind, they are owning up to it, as in, I know what I did, you know. And the Eight of Cups is your person could have either walked away from you, okay? But I feel like with the High Priestess, she is, you know, and with this Cups, you guys could, this could also be you too as well, but this is the Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and then the High Priestess is also Cancer, Pisces. And then we have on the bottom, there's two cards that fell out, so I decided to leave them. But your person could also be fire, maybe some air sign within them, but it is the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All right, so now let's go a little bit back, because the Eight of Cups is indicating that someone has left. Someone has completely walked away, and they have walked away from, you know, their Cancer or their Pisces. And, you know, it's almost like you're disappointed in what had happened, as in being a very intuitive person. You know, also she is, I think the High Priestess is also like a feminine, motherly figure. It's like she's kind of like waiting. If you look at the scroll in her hand, it's like she's waiting for that text to come through. She's waiting to see what happened. She's just, it's the disappointment, you know. She's waiting for some type of something. And here we have is the Four of Wands, which the Four of Wands is, this person could have walked away due to, they had liabilities, they had other things that were more important. Maybe they had a family, put you in a third-party situation. The Four of Wands indicates happiness, so they were walking away from you thinking that they were going to fix something and to be happy, right? So it's also a marriage that they could have definitely been in. And the Ace of Swords is more of, it's more of conversation, taking action. So I feel like your person knows, but they think about wanting to talk to you all the time. They think about wanting to have some type of action, you know, and moving forward and giving you what you're looking for, that text message. They, you know, it's almost like they want to. But if you look at it, the Ace of Swords is also, you know, in the clouds. So the clouds are maybe what's distorting what they need to put together, what they need to say to you, and they don't know how to give you that information that you're looking for. They don't really know where to start from. Spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more. Give us a little bit more to this story. So your person, oh gosh, so they might have left you thinking that they were going back to something that was going to better them, but it really didn't, in all honesty. There is a lot of brain chatter, there's a lot of chit chatter, there's a lot of gossip that surrounds them and their actions, no matter how hard that they are trying to be, you know, one who is trying to figure things out. And no matter how creative they become, they will always rest in this hermit energy, as in they feel like they're lost. They're in the dark, they can't see, they, you know, are waiting to, you know, kind of stand up and do their own thing. Like their thought process and reassessing, reevaluating life, it's just, they're very, very stuck. But this is something that they also had to do. So even though they might have thought that they were going back to something that would better them, it was also an opportunity for them to process, you know, everything that life has thrown at them. And I feel like, you know, and I don't want to speak or jump the gun, but I feel like this person has been doing a lot of deep soul searching, you know, just trying to figure out like what they really want. Spirit guides and angels, give us the advice. Within your person, there are major changes, and they are definitely seeing it. They are, you know, kind of, here we have is, I want to show you, here we have is the wheel, with which is the major changes within themselves. Divine has helped them change things, and it's like divine has helped them, you know, balance themselves out to where they are doing better, where they are starting to learn about themselves. Maybe they are receiving ideas. There's maybe they also are maybe they're locked in because they have contracts with this person. But I feel with the Seven of Swords, like it's almost like things are changing, or the shoe is on the other foot, and they're watching like the things that they have done to you, they're watching it happen back to them. I don't know, something is still not making a little bit of sense. I feel like maybe your person, they could be working at nighttime, maybe they're doing something at nighttime, maybe there's some sneaky behavior that's still going on within this relationship, and or maybe that's why the shoe is on the other foot. Spirit guides and angels, and you know, I was gonna look for some advice, but I don't feel like that's advice. It felt like that was more of a storyline. So what is the advice, spirit guides and angels, that you're giving to whoever's watching this? Okay, so it's almost like Spirit, I think the reason why Spirit had threw down these cards is because they wanted you to know. They wanted you to see that your person is definitely learning something, or it is the shoe that's on the other foot. Like, you can sit back and look back at what this person is going through, because it's irrelevant. It has, like, you now get to know your person thought that they were leaving because they thought that they'd be in a better position, but they're really not, and that's what Spirit needs you to know. So the Queen of Swords is someone who is very blunt, very straightforward, and the, you know, advice that they're giving to is that your person is coming back, and they're gonna need you to be straightforward with this person, because your person also knows that, you know, you're harvesting a lot of anger, and why should you not? Okay, because you, and this is what it is you're straightforward because of the past situation. Your person is coming back with the cup of love, and it's almost like these empty cups is what you're giving your person, because you want this situation, like, you need a closure. You need to understand what's going on before you can give your heart back, because even at the Queen of Swords, she still has her heart, you know, it's resting behind bars. So you want, you know, that closure, and then with that closure, you're gonna decide. You're going to decide if this is something that you want to move forward with. You're going to decide, like, how to move. What is your next move? So I don't really feel like there is, you know, the future can always show you what's going to happen, but it can give you right up to that door, because after this conversation happens, this is going to determine what you want to do in your life. So I think the story kind of ends right there, and I think it ends there on purpose, is because you haven't quite decided, because things are going to change within your love life. All right, so now let's move on to the Pisces, because the Pisces is an energy of someone who's saying, I know I messed up, I know I messed up everything. All right, so someone in your life came to you and they had devil energy. They were toxic, narcissists, maybe they were self-sabotaging. Devil is everything negative to, you know, them being sabotaging. Manipulation is also in there. And, you know, your person was a very selfish person, this feels like, to where they were juggling a lot, or maybe they were imbalanced. They saw things were mainly their way or the highway, you know. And within this, I feel like a lot of you guys, the devil energy, you could be working with a Capricorn, or an earth sign. You know, you have two pentacles here, cards of pentacles, so these are earth signs. So you could also be working with a Taurus, Virgo, and a Capricorn as well. All right, so I feel like your person is kind of like they want to tell you that they know they messed everything up, but like, where do they go from there? It's just, yeah, you know that they messed it up. They had a good thing. They didn't even realize it until you started moving on, until, you know, maybe they realized until they saw you happy again. I don't know. So, oh, these are the wrong cards. So spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more to this story. So we have the King of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and then we have the 10 of Wands, 4 of Wands. So the King of Pentacles is someone who, you know, your person could have been a loyal person. Your person could have, you know, had some wise information. They were very old soul, maybe their way of thinking, processing things. And, you know, it's like they became the king. They became the king, or they felt like they were the king. And when you're the king, it's like people look at you a certain way. So they had high standards, and maybe they were materialistic of a person too as well. But your person, you know, they had a lot of burdens, a lot of pressure, a lot of something. And, you know, it feels like your person, that pressure was, you know, maybe they were pressured into being married. Maybe they were pressured into wanting a label. And it's like your person didn't want to give it to you. Your person all of a sudden became the devil, to where they self-sabotaged. They sabotaged your relationship. They became selfish. You know, they held back. They didn't give you exactly what you were looking for. And this created a lot of chaos between the two of you. Okay? So I feel like, you know, not everyone is going to understand this, but this is a specific message. So spirit guides and angels, what is your advice? Okay, so here's the advice. If your person ends up coming back, I don't feel like they're really going to change. I feel like they know that they did something wrong, or maybe they can't handle the fact of seeing you happy again. But I feel like your person is going to come back, but they're coming back at a low vibration, because at the Emperor, I always see the Emperor, they still are in higher status. They still like the way that people see them. Maybe they like the honeymoon stage in the relationship, but he's also playing games. He needs to make a move, and this is what is going to happen. Your person might come back and they might make a move, but the change is not a big change. It's not really anything. It's not major. It's not, you know, the one where we're standing on top of the wheel. It's not, you know, I feel like your person's going to come back and they're going to show you something small. And the advice is that Spirit is giving you is, with the Knight of Wands, is you need to have your vibration raised. You need to work on you, continue doing you, continue being happy, because when this person comes back to you, you can be the one who makes that move. You can be the one who determines what is going to change in your life, and if you want this person in your life or not. You know, you can be the one who, you know, flips the script and says, no, I'm in charge. I found me, and I'm not willing to let somebody else take me again. All right, so let's move on to the Scorpio, because in the Scorpio, you know, this one was a little bit difficult. I had to like sit here a little bit, because the way that I read everything intuitively. That's the way that I read. And for me, it was like, I see these major arcana cards and I'm like, something is not connecting. So I had to sit here and really meditate on what this was about, because with the Scorpio, finding out the truth crushed me. There's something that your person needed to tell you, or, you know, maybe you did to your person, or your person found out the truth about something else. I don't know exactly where this card is coming from, but what I do know is this is the Hidden Oracle Truth deck. This is what your person is thinking. Finding out the truth crushed me. Now, your person is the Hanged Man. We are hanging upside down, and we are, you know, looking at things from a different point of view. So something that we feel like we failed at, now we're looking at it from another angle, another view. And then it comes to the Page of Wands. Now, the Page of Wands is like the Princess Warrior. well, in these cards at least, the Page of Wands is, you know, the confidence, the fearless and the boldness of this person, and this person is looking for great news, or they're coming back, or they want great news, or there's just something, or there's just like news or a message that is within this. And then we come to the Magician. Now, for some of you guys, you know, you could be dealing with the Hanged Man is the Pisces card, the Page of Wands is an Aries, Leo, Sag card, and then we have the Magician, which is the Gemini, Virgo card. But it feels like there is a message and a storm is brewing. There is something that is coming back where maybe, you know, you're moving on and you're finding your happiness, but your person is brewing something. You know, maybe your person that you left found out that you were with someone, and, you know, finding out that you was with someone crushed them, and maybe they're trying to, you know, find a way back into your heart. That's the Magician, right? The Magician is giving a set of skills. The Magician is back at the table, and they are working with their higher power, their inner self. But I also feel like, right, we call the Page of Wands the princess in this card, which I didn't know, by the way. So we call her the princess in this card, and it's like the princess is going back to the teacher. She's going back to the teacher because she found out some great news, and she is manifesting, and she is now, not only is she becoming the page, which is like the Hierophant card, right? I always say it's the student who becomes the teacher, who becomes the master. And now you're going within. Your person, or you, are going within to become that master of something, because they got an inkling of some type of news that could set them on track to where they need to be in life. Now, spirit guides and angels, give us a little bit more to this storyline. Now, if this is you, because this is a very tricky story, inbox me, or, you know, write it in the comments about what is going on. You guys split up. This is what happened. Death and rebirth. Your person wants another turn. Death and rebirth is giving it up, but it's also manifesting something that is brand new. And what they want is forever happiness. I always say that the Ten of Cups could also be like a dream card, because they're in the clouds, they're sitting on the rainbow, but it's forever happiness. Your person is manifesting that dream to come true. But right now, the Six of Swords, your person doesn't know what they want, but they know that they want happiness. They just don't know in which direction to go. All right, so spirit guides and angels, give me some advice to the person who is watching this that needs to know. What is the advice? The advice is the King of Cups. When the King of Cups is here, he is looking for clarity. He is looking for something, and Spirit is saying the clarity that you're looking for, it comes from within. If you see at the heart chakra, it's like, you know, you can kind of see like the little lights that are coming out from the heart. Going within is what you need to do to decide exactly what it is that you want, because either way, there's a wish fulfillment that Spirit is giving you, but you have to go within to see what you want. And the King of Swords can be someone who sees in black and white, but the King of Swords is get to the point. So Spirit is telling you, you know, there is something that you can, or what you're trying to manifest, or what you want, is you're gonna have to get to the point with this person. It's like tables have turned, and you need to get your point across. So you want to be very black and white with this person, and don't give them any leeway to find their way out. So if you want this to work, or, you know, like you're fed up with your person, and you're giving them another chance, it's almost like you gotta give them an ultimatum for them to kind of start to listen and understand where you're coming from. But it's, you know, once you give that ultimatum, you're gonna have to stand by what you're saying, even if it hurts you. That's where your clarity lies. All right, so thank you all for watching, for participating, for, you know, just anything that you can do to help me. Follow me, please. Let me know in the comments below what your zodiac sign was. I'm always interested to know, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye.